Mm. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Monday. It's 8:14. Actually, it's August 8th. Well, it's the 8th month. It's August 14th, 2023. It is 6:08 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So let's check out the market. Volume's picking up. Looks like this might be a good crypto week. So BitcoinDelivery.com, as always, got more for you there. And remember, this is not real. I'm just digging that meme right now. Okay, so looking at the crypto universe in squares, we're kind of looking a little bit red today, except for a couple alts, but in general, things are picking up. Looking at the MMRI today, 269, a little bit higher than it closed last week. So watch out, definitely risk in the market. Watch out for manipulation. Watch out for lava falls of red candles. Also watch out for ecstatic pumps. Anyway, a lot of volatility. Definitely a day to be careful. Don't put all your eggs in one trade. Okay, looking at the volume today, it's up from over the weekend. It's 2.5 billion. That is really wonderful. We're seeing some nice Bitcoin trading volume as we roll into this week. I can dig it. We had a bit of a dump earlier, kind of a micro dump last night. Definitely wiped out a lot of longs on the hourly chart, and you can see it right here. Looking at the last 24 hours, you can see 12 million dollars worth of longs have gotten wrecked and about $2.28 million worth of shorts. So definitely people were optimistic, got wrecked. Definitely, this is quite the way to start the week. I think the whales basically Sunday night just created some nice liquidity for themselves. And well, sorry, y'all that were longing, didn't work out. Looking at the split for longs versus shorts, long 65%, shorts 34% on Binance. And basically after this wreck, where we definitely lost a bunch of longs to get wiped out, probably that is the optimistic leverage to play right now is long, not financial advice, just saying that that just to me is most likely the case. I think that the whales got it out of their system. They got the liquidity, got their buys, and now, boom, there you go. And if we look at the top 20 exchanges, you can see that in general, volume is definitely picking up since Sunday night. So we're rolling into the week with nice upwards volume. And what's nice, like if you look at Binance, you can see where we had this nice long slowdown. This is a 7-day graph. This nice slowdown continued over the weekend. Now we're getting this nice big uptrend. You can look at like Kraken, see this nice strong uptrend. Bybit strong uptrend. Probably people putting in those longs with like 3 or 5x leverage for the see if they can ride Bitcoin up this week. Although the range is tight, so be careful with your leverage right now if you're just trading, Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100. Bitcoin's coming in at 29,348. I can dig that. Hedera, as we also know, most traders know it as HBAR. It's doing really well this morning, and so is ApeCoin. So we'll take a look at those and the ones that we have been watching. So Bitcoin, right here. This is like Sunday night. We got this dump. It's kind of micro dump here, and that definitely, as you can see back here, wiped a bunch of longs. And so that's how the whales roll. They wanted some liquidity, they got it. And I guarantee the whales that were on that conference call all had their buys right here because they knew what was coming. All right, so with that said, it's a 45-minute chart, very, very immediate price action, I know, but we had our dump below basically, we were in a bad spot anyway, and volume was very low, so whale manipulation was kind of in the cards, but I don't really like playing anything between, especially on the 4-hour chart or the 45-minute chart, depends on how you're playing, what time frame, what candle length, but when you're between the 200 and 314, if 200's on top, good, 314's on the bottom, risky. I'm sorry, if 200 moving average is on top, a little bit more confidence. If 314 moving average is on top, a little less confidence. But still, I don't like playing within the 200 and 314. It's just, in general, I have found it tends to be a bit of a weak spot. So wait for a nice break above the 200 and the 314, and you're usually going to be happy. So with that said, we were in between the 200 and 314, which is a risky place to be. It dumped below the 314. Top, the white one is the white moving average is the 200, and the bottom green one is the 314. This is a 45-minute chart, immediate price action. We dumped hard, we pumped hard. The liquidity had been created. The whales had their buys. Boom. Now we're coming down again. And as Candles by Sam shows us, 1, 2, 3 candles in a row where the bodies are lined up in succession in one direction. And that basically is yellow when it's going down, purple when it's going up. As you can see, the perfect pump that we had moving up after that dump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles where the body's just lined up perfectly. Nice wicks on those. We went sideways. Now we're dumping again. So we had green Madrid ribbons. Now we have red right now. Is the 314 going to hold it? Don't know. So let's look at some indicators here. Looking at the indicators, squeeze indicators probably getting ready to roll over. Directional index is, well, it's I'm going to call it, thing with the directional index right now is, yeah, it is kind of trending. You could say it's trending back positive, but look at that, it just kind of lost it. Got some negative bars there, and the ADX is dumping. So really, in general, yeah, it's just not, it's not too happening. So beware. I think we're probably rolling over. I'm not totally confident that Bitcoin will keep that 314. So let's see how it rolls. Let's look at like 5-minute candles. How are they looking? Yeah, 5 minutes. Even though it's a very short time frame, I'd at least wait until you get a bounce above that 200 on a 200 moving average on the 5-minute candle. I think that would be kind of wise. I'd be just careful right now. Bitcoin's kind of weak. Let's look at this here, the 4-hour chart. And yeah, this is the thing on the 4-hour chart. We're be watchful because the 314 is above the 200. That tends to be somewhat negative. And then also the 200 is trending down in the 4-hour chart, and Bitcoin has not been able to get above it. It gave it a challenge back on the 8th and 9th, kind of challenged that 4-hour 200 moving average, but couldn't do it. So in general, in my opinion, Bitcoin overall is just in kind of a weak spot right now. So be watchful, as that does affect the market in general. Although we are looking at like a daily chart, if you are optimistic, and I am, I would just watch for this. This is kind of interesting. Look at this parallel channel. If you get kind of creative with your upwards channel on the daily chart, you can see that something's going on here. And are we going to see a bounce off the bottom of this daily upwards channel? I mean, very, very well could be. Look at the squeeze indicator. It's beginning, I could say it's almost beginning to roll positive. Directional index is well, it's not good. ADX is not good, and it's trending down. No great big volume spikes recently, so just watch out. This is one to watch because it's interesting. If we did get a bounce with Bitcoin at the bottom of this channel on the daily this week, and it started moving up, you're going to have some obvious areas where you're going to have resistance. But we can definitely plan those out, and you can definitely, get in, get out. Yeah, like that. A lot of resistance right there. So it's probably only going to be a slight move up unless it really starts moving. So let's just see what happens. But I mean, if Bitcoin could cruise back to the top of that channel this week, which definitely, could happen. Let's forecast that. If that happened, you're looking at about, if things just tend to go well, you could see like, that's 30% back to that. Well, that's a daily channel. That's a daily chart. But as you can see, just something to think about if you like to do the long swing trades. When we do get a confirmed uptrend off this daily chart, if the shorter time frames support it, definitely this could be a nice long ride, like a 30-day ride, which is like about 30% up. And wouldn't that be a wonderful trade to get with a couple X leverage? Play it safe. We'll be watching it. We'll see if we can get in on that. SHIB, nothing too exciting. They're going to just nix that. Pepe, they're all moving up. Tron definitely, or I should say TON. TON. This one's looking good. It had a strong move. It had a strong pump, did a nice dump, and I am still wondering if TON here is not kind of headed for a bit of a cup and handle pattern. Definitely, a possibility there. This is one that I'm watching. I'm not quite inspired to get in on it this morning, but looking at the squeeze indicator, are we rolling over? Starting to. Directional index is looking good. ADX is moving up. I'm going to watch this one here. Just watching TON. I think this definitely could be something that continues. We'll see how it goes. And here on the 4-hour chart, this is where you can really see I think that that possible cup and handle forming. So I'm just going to be watching this one. 4-hour indicators look pretty darn positive. So, but right now I'm not certain on that one. So we'll just keep an eye on it. HBAR, HBAR, USDT is looking pretty good today. At least it was. Yeah, mega pump. What I like about this is the indicators are just getting started. Looking at the 4-hour chart here, you can see a lot of positivity with the squeeze indicators moving up, and the directional index is in the right place. ADX is moving up, big volume coming in, and what I like is that you can see you've got you do a parallel channel here, and you'll see it very clearly. Parallel, of course, now I can't see. Move that thing. There you go. All right. Sorry about that. Parallel channel. Let's try this again. I'm being a bit creative with it. This is just a bit creative with that parallel channel. But basically, what I like that I'm seeing here is you've got, like, here you've got your a low, a lower high, a lower high, and you've also got back here, you could even call this a low, and then this is a lower high. This is a higher high, or this is a higher high. This is a higher high. It's kind of following a nice, predictable pattern, being a little bit creative. It's still early in the day, but still, is this guy going to continue? The 4-hour chart, let's look at those indicators again. This guy could continue. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about it. The only thing is getting in right now would be hard because your stop would have to be, pretty darn low. I mean, pretty far from where it's at, and so it's a little bit risky. But looking at the 45-minute chart, you could almost like play that. Nice big volume came in. The only thing is, let's just see if you wanted to do a trade on this one. Not saying do the trade. I'm just saying if you wanted to, let me find the long position. You'd have to have a stop down here about the 314, and let's just see. So you're looking at about what could we do? Yeah, I mean, let's look at previous. Where's previous resistance going to be? It's so far back there. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. Yeah, I mean, right now it's actually hitting previous resistance, so it's kind of bouncing off that, but if it does make it, if it starts moving, definitely you could see it, it's got a couple percent that it could move before it hits the next resistance. So anyway, trade at your own risk. This one, never try too hard, but this one I really can't fault it. This is a nice looking chart. 4-hour indicators turning up just beautifully. I just think be watchful because on the 4-hour chart here, you can see the movement. On the 45-minute chart, where's that line up that we made? Yeah, so this trade could be like ratio 22-2. So, it could actually get up to like 6550 sats. It's like 19%. So, I mean, really, I'd be happy with this one, even putting in like a 10% trailing take profit of like, 3% or something like that. See how this thing does. It's just a tough one. It's got a lot of good indicators going for it. Just, I can't say I'm super positive. It's a trade that I might make, but I'm not super feeling it. But if it, pumps 10 or 20% today, I certainly will kind of wish that I had. I'm going to watch that one closer. I need to, kind of look at that a little bit closer, a little bit different ways, but definitely HBAR is definitely a possibility of a continuation today. Looking at ApeCoin, I like what I'm seeing here. You have a beautiful upwards channel. Looking powerful, looking strong. I like it. It's in the right place. You got basically a low. You can kind of call this like a higher low. Got a higher high, and you got just barely a higher high sort of there. This is a 45-minute chart, immediate price action. I like what I'm seeing. It's run pretty hard. Indicators are looking good. Oh, and what I like about this is 4-hour chart. I mean, this is beautiful. Broke above the 200, broke above the 314. Indicators are looking good. Where's our next area of resistance? These rays used to just be like a ray. Oh, here, horizontal ray. There it is. Your next resistance is like right here. And then after that, your resistance is like here. So let's look at that a little bit closer. It's a little risky. I mean, all trading is risky, but you know, there's really no reason to. I'm going to kind of watch this guy for is, I could kind of see, I like to see is maybe a little bit of a come down, a bounce off that 314 and a continuation. Then I definitely would see these previous areas as of resistance is definitely possible. Take profits. Anyway, this one's running hard. It's Monday morning, volumes cranking up. We're going to see a lot of alts probably continue doing well if Bitcoin at least stays sideways for the day. So there you go. Render is looking good. It's starting to perk up. Let's look at Render real quick. RNDR. RNDR. USDT. So Render, this one excites me a little bit more than the other ones because it's just getting started. If it's getting started, and how's this one looking? Render. Yeah, it's a nice strong break above the 200 and the 314 moving average. It's coming back for a retrace. Indicators look good. It's probably going to roll over a little bit, but if you look at the 4-hour chart, this guy is getting ready to possibly challenge that 4-hour 200 moving average and that 4-hour 314. Got some nice volume coming on the 4-hour chart. RNDR is one that might just be getting started. Keep an eye on this one. This definitely could be a play today. It's kind of more exciting than the other trades because it's got room to move. The other ones have already kind of pumped, and we're going to have to see how they do after a retrace or if they continue. This one, keep an eye on it. I think RNDR definitely might be the trade today that definitely could be rather profitable if it continues running, if the day continues positive, if Bitcoin, like I say, at least stays sideways. I think we're going to see a pretty darn good day. Watch for that long swing trade on Bitcoin. We may be at the bottom of a daily channel. That could be really like 30% in 30 days. That'd be wonderful. Who would not like to get some leverage on that one and just watch it ride? Get a nice trailing take profit in there so you can't lose. Anyway, that's it for the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.